Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to give you the full card breakdown for UFC Fight Night, Corey Sandhagen versus Davison Figueiredo. First fight of the night, we got Juliana Miller, 3-3, taking on Ivana Petrovic, 7-2. Very low level women's MMA fight. Juliana Miller blew up on the scene, I think, as the Ultimate Fighter winner. Kind of came in with this tough bitch attitude. Like she just kind of seemed like a female Diaz brother, honestly. Like that's just kind of the way she came across. Unfortunately, half the skills. She's not very good. Ivana Petrovic kind of came in to the UFC with a lot of hype behind her, and she's looked pretty terrible too. To be quite honest, like I think this fight's a pick 'em. I think the odds are insane. I think at the current odds, it would almost be like from a betting point of view, it would almost be a dog or pass. However, like we're not doing bets here; we're doing strictly picks for this first video of the week here. So for a pick, I'll take Ivana Petrovic. Not a high confidence pick. Don't like it. Wouldn't bet it. But I'll take her to edge Juliana Miller in a sloppy, sloppy fight. What do you think?
So low level fight, like you said. Low striking volume on both sides. Couple things though. If Miller can't get her grappling going, she's like a fish. She doesn't have a plan B. And if you can out grapple her, like Veronica Hardy out grappled her like big time in that fight, right? And we just saw what happened to Veronica Hardy when she can be out grappled. So I don't feel like Hardy is like a super good grappler in any means. Neither is Petrovic, but you can see that in her fights, she at least pushes grappling, and she is strong. And I'm gonna go with Petrovic. I hate the odds, but like I think she's gonna just be stronger, push her up. Yeah, tough bitch attitude, but she ain't knocking anybody out. And yeah, she's gonna push her up. She's gonna take out Miller. I think she's a stronger person in this fight, and Miller doesn't have any technique that blows anything off the wall, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Next fight of the night, moving on to the heavyweight division, we got Don'Tale Mayes 11-8 taking on Thomas Petersen 9-3. Not exactly a fan friendly heavyweight fight. Like I don't think this is going to be one of those fun ones where you're clinching, waiting to see who gets knocked out first. I think this is more of a striker versus grappler. Don'Tale Mayes, I always think of him as terrible, and then every now and then he just shocks me with winning. But Thomas Petersen, I don't like the guy really. I find him boring as hell, but he will shoot takedowns. Don'Tale Mayes is pretty bad at takedowns, or pretty bad takedown defense. Um, I wouldn't bet it. I wouldn't put your money in this spot, but I'm gonna assume that Thomas Petersen will get him down and will edge out a decision. What do you think?
Okay, so Mays has the power. I would say Mays has the power advantage for as long as this thing is standing, but he also doesn't throw a ton of volume. Thomas Peterson doesn't throw a ton of volume, but like you said, he likes to push the wrestling. It's when those guys can push back at him, like the Jamal Pogues, who's a pretty good wrestler, like the Shamil Gaziev, who's a pretty good wrestler. Not the Dontel Mays that like looks like a fish out of water on his back, right? So again, this is like that women's fight, low level heavyweight fight. I think it's going to get stuck on the clinch, stuck on the grind. I think Peterson gets him down. I don't know if Peterson finishes him, but I think he can hold him on the ground for at least two out of the three rounds, and I think he can not get knocked out for the other one. So yeah, I mean, both guys aren't that great, and I hate the odds as well. But there's nothing that can make me. There's nothing that pushes me to the dog in this spot. So Thomas Peterson, man.
All right, next fight, 135-pound division. We got Gaston Bolanos, 8-4, taking on Quang Lee, 8-2. Sorry. Gaston Bolanos should be the better striker here. Obviously known for a lot of spinning attacks. Kind of a fun fighter. He gets pretty crazy in there sometimes. But not only that, he's actually shown in his last fight very improved grappling. So I think he's just going to be a step ahead here. I don't think Quang Lee is going to be able to really do it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel pretty decent about Gaston Bolanos here. I think he'll win the striking, and I don't think there's going to be any massive gap in grappling. So yeah, I'm gonna take Bolanos again. Not necessarily a finish. This could be another this could be a slow start to the card. The card does get better as we move up here, but I'm going to take Bolanos here. What do you think?
Yeah, so the improved grappling is good here because Quan Lee likes to push a little bit of the grappling in his fights. I just don't. I think on the feet he's going to be a step behind, like you said. So Bolanos has the more power. I think he has the better technique, um, and I think he has the more volume. And against Contavious in that last fight, he showed a little bit of grappling. He's not going to take down Quang Lee. Quang Lee's got pretty good takedown defense, so he's going to probably use his grappling to make sure that he stays off of his butt in this fight. But again, man, he's shown good get-ups. Like against Aaron Phillips, he's shown good get-ups. And those fights that he got taken down in, he's still winning them, right? So the multiple takedowns in a couple fights, especially that last one against Contavious, he got taken down 4 times, but got right back up. So with that improved grappling, that improved wrestling in reverse and the good scrambles. I mean, on the feet, I think it's Gaston Bolanos all day. So I think this stays on the feet. I think minus 170 seems okay for the type of fight it is. Like Bolanos is not like 170 type fighter on a regular basis, but I think in this type of fight, he might be a good lay. So I'm gonna go with Gaston Bolanos.
All right, next fight of the night, women's 115-pound division. We got Marina Rodriguez, 17-5-2, taking on Jillian Robertson, 15-8. As a Marina Rodriguez fan, I absolutely hate this fight. I mean, I just feel like she's gotten this matchup time and time and time again. She's 1-4 in her last five. They keep feeding her grapplers. And like it's clear as day at this point. Like the book is out. Like Marina Rodriguez does not have takedown defense. She just doesn't. Um, so what does Jillian Robertson do? She shoots takedowns and she wants to submit her. That's exactly what she's going to do here. I don't think necessarily she's going to submit her, but I do think she'll shoot the takedowns and she'll get them more often than not. And she's gonna ride out the minutes from the top position. She's gonna win the fight. I'm a big Marina Rodriguez fan. I think she has a very big striking advantage here, but with no takedown defense, the striking's not going to be on display much here. And again, with 1-4 in the last five, I personally hate the matchup. I mean, I think it's time they can give her something winnable, but I don't see it in this one. So definitely give me Jillian Robertson. What do you think?
Pretty much agree with all your points. Those are all my points as well too. Like Jillian, she's a tough girl, so like it will be standing to start every round, but she has pushed those takedowns more numerous of times, you know what I mean? And she has very good control when she gets on the ground. She's controlled numerous high level opponents on the ground. So yeah, Marina Rodriguez gets the shit end of the stick so many times, right? So and I think she gets the shit end of the stick again here. Like it's just Jillian Robertson is a good wrestler. Jillian Robertson has really good control, and when she gets it on the ground, I think it's a wrap. Like you said, maybe not a submission because Rodriguez didn't get submitted by like I think she didn't get submitted by Durr and all them girls, right? So she stays safe, but
She
whatever.
has no get up game.
None. She's stuck on the ground. Remember, it was on Josh. We watched that pay-per-view. Like she just got taken down and she couldn't get back up off Jessica, right? So like I think I don't know, man. I'm gonna pick Jillian Robertson with a faint heart, but I think it's a pretty solid pick.
Next fight of the night, middleweight division. We got Azamat Bekoev, 19-3, taking on Ryan Loder, 7-1. Uh, Loder's like the definition of like just a pretty good athlete or whatever. Like he's just nothing special anywhere, and I think he's just outgunned in this matchup. Unfortunately for him, Azamat coming off knockout over Zach Reese. I think he should cruise here. Yeah, I don't think there's too much to say. I think he's just going to be better everywhere, to be honest. I think he'll be okay if it turns into a wrestling match, and I think he will be fine if it's a striking match. Yeah, give me Asmat. What do you think?
Loder's your all-American boy wrestler, man. That's what he does. He takes the guys down, he rises them up, he beats them up. Um, Bekoev has, if not better wrestling or just as good wrestling to stay keep this on the feet. And on the feet, I think this is a wash. I think Bekoev has this all day on the feet. He's a more well-rounded striker. He has the better power. He has the better technique. Um, and I think he dictates where this fight stands. So as long as he stays off of his button, I think he can, and he has pretty good scrambles too. On the feet, I think this is a wash. I actually think it might be Bekoev by KO. Bekoev in the distance, inside the distance for this one. If Ryan Loder can't get the wrestling going, and I don't think he can against this Russian here, yeah, I think he gets knocked out. So that's just me, but I got Bekoev here.
I agree 100%. Women's 135 division, we got Yana Santos, 15 and 8, taking on Misha Tate, 20 and 9. Didn't even realize Misha Tate was still fighting. I know she's coming off that win over Avila, but like that was a extremely layup like that. Avila looked like she was fucking 50 years old. Like I don't know. Yana Santos is not a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. This is a weird fight all around. Yana Santos has shown at least she'll like throw some volume out there on the feet. She's not really good in the grappling department, and I think that's the only place where Misha Tate maybe has an advantage. If she can get the wrestling going, she can win from the top position. But like her wrestling has not looked good in a long time, and her striking is god awful. So I can't believe I'm gonna pick Yana Santos because she is not someone I would ever pick. Like if you watch it, like I fade Yana Santos in almost every single matchup, and I find myself picking Yana Santos here. I think she's going to be the better strike. Misha Tate's striking is just horrendous, like horrendous. And if she can't get those takedowns, and I don't think her wrestling's been very effective as of late, if this fight is mostly on the feet, I'm picking Yana Santos, and that is a scary, scary thought because Yana Santos is not good. Give me Yana Santos. What do you think?
I think the volume's comparable. The technique might not be comparable, but I think the volume on the feet's comparable. And I also think that Misha does push the takedown. So wrestling isn't particularly any good, but Yana Santos's takedown defense isn't particularly good. So Misha was able to get 4 takedowns in Julia Avila, and yeah, they weren't particularly amazing takedowns. I think those takedowns are in play here. Um, I think she takes her down. I don't, Yana's tough though. I don't think she'll tap her. So I'm picking Misha, and I think she's going to use the grappling game. She did show me that she can still take girls down. If this fight was, say, 5 or 6 years ago and these girls are in their whatever, those odds wouldn't be minus 125 plus 100, right? So it would be Misha Tate minus 350 against Yana Santos, right? So I can take the discount because they're both these girls are pretty much in the same part of their like careers at this point. Yana just had the baby with Thiago Santos, and like, she's coming back now after the baby. Misha, same thing, coming back with that Avila fight. At least she fought Avila. It's a lot. Like Yana Santos, who's the last fight she had? I can't even fucking remember. It was last year against Chelsea. Goddamn, Chandler got knocked out by Jocelyn Edwards. Level of competition's no joke. Like honestly, I'm gonna take Misha because like I don't see any advantages for Yana except for volume, and like Misha throws dumbass strikes too. She got that volume up there. It might not look pretty, but it's one of the closer line fights on the card too, right? So I think she uses the grappling. I'm on the other side. I'm on Misha.
All right, there you have it. We're on opposite ends. And moving on to the main card. If you haven't already, please like, please subscribe. We appreciate it. First fight of the main card, we have Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens returning, coming in with a 29 and 21 record. Taking on Mason Jones, 15 and 2. Odds are completely lopsided in Mason Jones' favor, sorry. I mean, on paper, Mason Jones should win this fight. He should be better everywhere, to be honest. Jeremy Stevens is somebody that does possess that insanely like one punch knockout power. He does have it. Like he is Little Heathen is probably the best nickname like to describe him. Like he is a savage of a human being. Like he comes across honestly, to be honest, as kind of a piece of shit. But I mean, he's a fighter. Like he's not a mixed martial artist. He is a fighter. He will fight. He will bite down. He will take a fucking punch, and he will throw bombs to the wind and hope to land. Like he will always have a puncher's chance at least. Like I don't think the odds necessarily have to be this wide. I'll still take Mason Jones because he's better, but honestly, it would scare me. I don't like him being such a big favorite. Jeremy Stevens will always have a puncher's chance. Is all I'm going to say. Like he can punch for sure. Give me Mason Jones. I don't think I'll be betting it. What do you think?
I probably won't bet it. It's like literally the puncher's chance because Mason Jones is younger, he's faster. He got cut because he lost a couple fights, and he went out and he did his thing, and he came back. This is his fight back, right? So, and I think he's the better grappler here. I think he has the better volume. He might not have the better power, and he does leave himself open to get hit. But he also has grit. If you remember that win he did get against David Onama, uh, he he got punched around a little bit there, and then he used that ground game. He took him down, he rode him out, he pretty much matched him in strikes. So I don't know if he's gonna finish Little Heathen because that's what's been happening to Jeremy Stevens. I don't think he's won a fight in a very long time, to be quite honest with you. He hasn't won a fight since 2018.
I thought he beat Jose Aldo in
He
those
might have beat
boxing
him in one of those. He
matches.
hasn't won a fight in the UFC. I was just looking at the UFC thing. He hasn't won a fight in the UFC in a very long time. But this is I feel like this is that showcase sort of thing, and he's at the end of his career, and they might just bring him back because he's such a fucking company guy, sort of guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he retires after this fight, to be quite honest with you. So I don't know. I'm picking Mason Jones. I don't like these odds though.
Strange matchup all around. Weird to bring him back to fight Mason Jones.
I
Like it's
feel
just
like they just brought him back to retire him as a UFC guy, but there's no reports. That's just my inkling.
weird. Next fight of the main card, 135-pound division. We got Cameron Smotherman, 12-4 as the slight underdog to Sidey, 11-2. I'm gonna take dog just because I thought Sidey looked like shit last fight. I can't get it out of my head. I there's not really any other rhyme or reason other than that. I don't think he's that good. I don't know why he's the favorite. I don't even really know why this fight's on the main card, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Give me Cameron Smotherman probably to outpoint him. Like I think it's a close fight, whatever. But I just can't get the vision of Sidey. I maybe I got to rewatch that fight, but I remember in the moment I didn't really think he won or I didn't think he looked good. I was very disappointed all around, and it's just something that sticks with me. So I'm gonna take Cameron Smotherman. What do you think?
You didn't win the last fight against Garrett Armfield. You did not win that last fight against Garrett Armfield. You got taken down 4 times and got outstruck in that fight, and somehow pulled out a split decision. And you could have gone back to that fight against Tavares, which was very close as well. So this fight probably stays on the feet. I feel like it's Smotherman who would have to take down Sidel. Today's he's got some bad takedown defense there, man, and he can be taken down. He does get up. Don't get me wrong, but against Jake Hadley in that fight, Smotherman looked pretty good with the volume. So if this stays as a volume striking match, I think Smotherman has more volume, just as good technique. Today, like he doesn't throw enough, and the numbers don't even look that bad. But he has a bad visual look when if you look at when he's fighting and stuff like that. And you know what? To be the favorite here, I can't see it. I was on the Smotherman side last week. I already bet it. Um, so I think he's just gonna out volume him. That's what I think's gonna happen. I don't see anyone knocking anybody out here, per se. But yeah, that's basically it. I think he's a little bit faster and throws more volume, and I like the dog odds.
All right. Next fight of the night, we got Montel Jackson, 14-2, taking on Daniel Marcos, 17-0. I was kind of surprised by these odds. Daniel Marcos is almost a 2-1 underdog, and I don't really know why. I mean, he's undefeated. Montel Jackson, sure, he's got the finishing side. He's got the power. He's knocked out Damon Blackshear. Wicked win. I mean, knocked out Ronnie. I don't really care about that. Um, I think this fight is kind of one punch power versus Marcos playing that boring Matador style, just kind of fighting on the outside, not getting knocked out, and just picking up points with leg kicks and volume. I don't know just how technical Montel Jackson is. Like, if the fight goes long, how is he going to look? Because he's just been relying on like those one shot, and he lands them. Like credit to him, he lands them. But Daniel Marcos, we've never really seen him. Like he doesn't play that game. He doesn't play. He doesn't bite down and step into the fire. Like he just doesn't. He plays a very frustrating to watch game on the outside, and I don't like it. I'd love to see Montel Jackson sleep him. I would love to see it. I couldn't stand the way Marcos was running away from, I think it was Davy Grant or something, And I don't know. I don't like the way Marcos fights, but I have to give credit where credit's due. And he plays it safe. He doesn't get hit. Like he's hard to hit. And if he's hard to hit and he's just scoring little pitter patter shots, I think he has a very real chance to decision Montel Jackson here. If this was a pick 'em, maybe I would pick Jackson. But right now, at the current odds, gun to my head, I would be taking Daniel Marcos. So I'm going to take Daniel Marcos by decision in a performance that we don't like. And I'm going to be rooting for Montel Jackson to knock him out. But I don't think I see it. What do you think?
I think the intangibles are on Montel Jackson's side. I know you said that he'll pitter patter him from the outside block. Problem is, range is going to be tough for Danny Marcus to hit in this. He has 6 inch reach advantage on the Montel Jackson side, so Montel can stay way outside and use his kick range to come in with the big power punches. I also think Montel has got the better grappling here, and he showed it on several occasions that he's willing to grapple with these guys. And I think he's also the bigger guy, and I think he's the stronger guy here. What Marcos does have is the volume, right? Is the volume. And now, is volume enough here? I don't know. I don't know. But I think he might not be hitting him as much as we think he might be hitting him because he's got to enter the pocket. When he enters the pocket, he's always putting himself in danger. And is he going to be a little bit more lackluster entering the pocket because he has to make up such a big reach disadvantage in here? And Montel Jackson is one of the guys that knows how to use reach to his advantage here. So I don't like the odds like you said, but I think the intangibles of and the 6 inch reach and the way he uses it and all that good stuff. I think Montel Jackson still wins here. Um, I'd love him to finish. I just don't know if he can, but I think his grappling's better as well if he wants to use that. And I like being the taller guy here by a lot. So whatever. I'm on the Jackson side. I think the O leaves Marcos.
I would love to see him wash Marcos. I think it's gonna kind of be a boring fight to be honest. I hope I big time hope I'm wrong. Featured fight of the night, we got Ponzinibbio 30 and 8 taking on D-Rod 18 and 5. I mean this fight should 100% be on the feet. There should be no takedowns here. So here we got a striking match. D-Rod has looked completely washed. I believe the last few fights he's just looked absolutely horrendous. And then you got Ponzi who cannot take a punch whatsoever. He's made of glass. Every time you touch him, he's on skates. And it seems like every single fight that happens, and then he does seem to recover, I guess, but he does get rocked from anything that hits him, he gets rocked. So that's going to be scary against a guy like D-Rod, who's definitely got the hands. He's the boxer. I think Ponzi's going to be looking for lots of leg kicks, hitting the lead leg. This is a scary fight, man. I shouldn't say scary. I mean, it's just you're picking Ponzi, who I think in his prime was the way better fighter. I believe prime for prime, it's Ponzi all day. But when you have no chin versus a boxer in a fight that's going to be 100% on the feet, D-Rod, I believe, is going to have the length. I mean, he appears to be the much taller guy, so you got to think he's got the. I mean, maybe Ponzi has some long ass arms. I don't know, but you got to think the reach goes to D-Rod. You'd think. I'm not looking at any stats here. I'm just imagining. D-Rod's got the length. He's got the hands. Ponzi's got the bad chin. Volatile fight, man. Volatile fight. I think he might as well flip a coin if you ask me. I think Ponzi is the more technical guy, but he's got no chin, and it's a stand-up fight. There's going to be no takedowns. Risky, risky fight here. Um, I should be picking D-Rod because I have zero, zero, zero faith in Ponzi and his chin. I have no faith in his chin, but he is the better fighter. Like prime for prime, Ponzi's the better fighter. Give me D-Rod, and I had no confidence whatsoever. I just think Ponzi's chin is shot. What do you think?
This fight's closer than people give it credit for, but you know what? Like it comes down to like D-Rod's got the volume and Ponzi doesn't, and D-Rod's kind of chinny too, man. If you ask me, like, so it's like, like they're both chinny chinny. Like if my thing is this, I think D-Rod wins on volume, like hands down. I think he's like the quicker boxer. I think he throws out the more punches, and I think like he just lands more. But like it's until he's on skates, right? So like I think Ponzi can win this fight by knockout. if he's gonna win this fight. I think he can win it by knockout. And because he throws it like three-quarters of the amount of volume that D-Rod throws on a regular basis, right? So I just don't think the punches are going to come out in the same rate. I just think they come out a little bit harder. And yeah, he's probably a better technical counter boxer at this point too, as well, because he's got a little experience with some high-level guys out there. But yeah, I just don't think he matches volume here. It's a scary pick. This fight can go either way. I'm gonna stick with the favorite this week. I've been going with the underdogs on a lot of these, but I'm gonna stick with Daniel Rodriguez. But yeah, you can probably twist my arm for Ponzinibbio by knockout, but I'm picking Daniel Rodriguez.
All right, well, battle of the old washed welterweights should be fun, anyways. Co-main event of the evening, we got Rene de Ridder, 19-2, taking on Bo Nickal, 7-0. Clearly a grappler versus grappler, submission grappler versus a wrestler. I'm gonna pick Bo Nickal because how can you not? But I haven't really looked at the odds to be honest. Do you have any odds there?
Mine is 275, which is really actually pretty good on Bo Nickel.
That's the best you're ever going to get on Bo Nickal, or the best you've gotten on him yet by a long shot, because he seems to always come in at minus fucking 5,000 or something. De Ridder, obviously coming off the submission over Kevin Holland. That's his last fight.
Yep,
And before that, he took
near sharp.
GM3. Yeah, GM3. Um, awesome submissions. Very, very awkward on the feet as a striker. Very, very awkward. I really hope that they grapple. I want to see it. I want to see Bo take him down and enter De Ridder's world and let's see some rolling around. Let's see some scrambles. Let's see them grapple because if they're on the feet, it's just gonna look so like low level and awkward, and it's just I don't want to see it. I want to see the best wrestler versus one of the best submission grapplers and see where Bo Nickal's awareness is. And I believe his awareness should be fine, like especially because he'll be the one on top at least. So I don't think he's going to get submitted from the bottom. But it's a pretty fun fight. I hope they grapple. I hope they grapple is all I can say. And give me Bo Nickal. What do you think?
I don't think they'll grapple, but because like it's like that Paul Craig fight. Like Bo just wanted to strike with him. Bo was the better striker here by far. He's a lot more technical. He doesn't have that variety to his striking game, but he's technical enough to have a fucking striking match with a guy like Rainier de Ridder. Um, on the ground, I think, like you said, if he's on top, I think he's fine. I can't see Rainier de Ridder taking down Bo Nickal. Like I can't
No.
imagine that in my head, and there's no like, oh, what if it? No, I don't think it can happen. So like on the feet, I think they're in two different worlds. I think Bo's a way better technician. He's not quite there yet on the feet, but he's shown that he can be on the feet. And you know what? He did play with his food for a lot of times early on in his career and stay on the feet a little bit extra. And I know that was just to train himself to like be on the feet. And as the competition gets better, I think he goes through Rainier de Ridder easily because they want this guy to get up there, but they're giving him the longest road ever. And but whatever, man. I think he does the deed this week. I think he's the better striker. I think this stays on the feet, and I think he probably decisions him because I haven't seen the big bomb power out of his hands yet. So. And he's not going to tap him out. He's not going to take him on the ground and tap him out. He might ground and pound him. I think that's the only way he TKOs him. But yeah, for some reason, unless like DeRitter's like a bat out of hell on his feet and trashed, which I don't think he is, based on the video I've watched. Like he's not trash. I seen him get knocked out. That guy was big though. I can't remember his name. It's because he was trying to be a two division champ and back in the old promotion that he was in. But yeah, man, Bo Nickel.
Hey, the best odds you're going to get on him for a long time, or that you have got on him ever. Main event of the evening, we've got Corey Sandhagen, 17-5, taking on Davison Figueiredo, 24-4-1. The odds are crazy wide, which I don't like. Before I seen the odds, I was on Corey Sandhagen. Like I did think that he's just gonna probably outvolume him as long as he can avoid getting taken down because obviously Sandhagen does not have the greatest takedown defense, and Davison Figueiredo has been showing some wrestling in the last few fights. Other than the Piotr Jan, he couldn't really get too much going, but everybody else he's kind of been taking down. Um, but the thing that scares me with Sandhagen too, like even though I think Sandhagen is going to win the fight, like every time he kind of climbs the ladder and gets a big name opponent, he fucks up. So like he's not the most trustworthy guy in the world. I'm still going to take Corey Sandhagen, but I think these odds are preposterous. I think like because we're just making a pick here, I'm going to pick Corey Sandhagen uh, by decision. But if I was betting right now, like I had to place a bet, the value is on Davison Figueiredo. Like that's where the money would be for sure. Give me Sandhagen for now. We'll evaluate the bets in a couple days here when the props come out. What do you think?
Sandhagen probably is the better volume striker here. Figueiredo, I think, does pack a little punch in his punches though. Like he might have the power edge here, but like Corey's shown like a good chin over the years, right? He doesn't get knocked down or any of that kind of stuff. But like if you watch Figueiredo in the last three fights when he moved to this division, he's really, really, really been pushing the wrestling in all of his fights, and I mean, that's the blueprint to beat Sandhagen. Like it's out there, right? Umar did it, took him down five times, outstruck him on the ground, outstruck him in general. He's a better striker than Davison on the feet, but like it's take him down. And there's a clear path here, right? There's a clear path for Davison Figueiredo, and it's not like Figueiredo hasn't been up against high level competition his entire career, right? So this isn't some guy that's like just got into the division. So I hate the odds. And I'm going to go on the other side. I'm going to pick Figueredo because I think he has a clear path. This isn't like if it stays striking, Corey wins. If it gets on the ground, Davison wins. So if that's the case, in I'm going to take the guy that's plus 350 over the guy that's minus 450. And I might lose a pick here, but I you know what? Just as easy as Davison can get outstruck in the feet, which I think he can, is as easy as Corey can get taken down and ridden out for 5 rounds, right? So but it's who wants to put what game plan out when we get it, and that's the joy of it. So now we're looking at something that's close to a pick 'em, right? Instead of like a so if this was a pick 'em, it's Corey Sandhagen all day. But like if one guy has one way and the other guy's like, how can I not take plus 350, right? I'm doing this. You did it on the other one. I'm gonna do it on this one. I'm taking Figueredo for the
Yeah.
obvious reasons for the grappling advantage.
I agree 100%. I Figueiredo sometimes has a questionable gas. He hasn't really in the new weight class, but he has had a couple instances of questionable gas take. And now
Oh yeah, for sure.
with the
For
wrestling
sure.
game plan, can he do it for five? I think I'd feel better about him in a three rounder than wrestling for five. But
Depends on how easy. I think it depends on how easy those takedowns come. Because if he's not working hard for those takedowns, then he might be not like throwing out as much cardio as we think, right? So
yeah, yeah,
it's tight. It's a tight fight, and I think the odds are not reflective of how tight the actual fight is. That's all.
yeah. No, I agree 100%. All right, guys, there you have it. Those are our initial picks. We'll be back probably Wednesday when the props drop, and we'll give you our bets, and we'll go from there, and we'll reevaluate. Until then, have a good one, and we'll talk soon.
Peace.